to Couch Casual. Today we are going to be doing our second iteration of our division mock drafts. This episode or video is going to be on the AFC East as they have the second team in the Jets picking. So we'll be doing a 7-round mock draft for the Jets, Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots. If you didn't see the first one where we did the AFC West mock draft, make sure to go check that out as well when you're done watching this. But let's get right into this AFC East mock draft. So obviously the Raiders took Fernando Mendoza, pick number 1. And since this obviously aligns with my mock draft, I'm not going to do anything different here. I'm going to take Arvell Reese to the Jets at 2. I think they just got to go with one of the best defensive players available. Looking at their depth chart, obviously they could use a quarterback, but there's no quarterback you're going to take at 2. I don't think they're going to draft a receiver, although I do think they should later in the draft. O-line isn't the best, but it's honestly not the worst, especially their tackles. They've invested in their tackles, and it's worked out pretty well. I think they definitely got to go defense here. They did just trade away Jermaine Johnson, but they did sign Joseph Asai, so they got Asai and Will McDonald. I think they need linebacker. I think they just don't need D-tackle. Their D-tackles with Sweat and Phillips are solid. I just don't think they need D-tackle here. I know Reese is more of an edge rusher than like a coverage linebacker, but I think he can play kind of the both, that mix style. Like he can give you off the ball play, he can give you pass rush play, and I think that can help them because I think they honestly just need anything. So I'm gonna go with the more versatile player in Arvell Reese to the Jets at 2. Dolphins at 11. Now the Dolphins draft strategy has changed drastically since my last mock draft, as they now need receiver help very bad because they traded away Jalen Waddle. They honestly needed receiver help to begin with, but their three best receivers are Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, and Malik Washington. They definitely need an upgrade at that receiver position, but they still do need help at corner, the position we've constantly drafted them. There is Carnell Tate on the board. Carnell Tate's very interesting. Mansour Delane did get picked up by the Chiefs at 9. That would have been my dream pick there, but I think Carnell Tate's the safer pick at 11 than a Jermon McCoy is, and I guess we just hope that a good corner is available at they have pick 30, I think? Yeah, pick 30. So we're going to go Carnell Tate to the Dolphins at pick 9. And we're not going to do any trades in this video. The other teams will trade, but we're not going to trade. Jets are back at pick 16, the pick via the Sauce Gardner trade. We already got them Arvell Reese at 2. I think they could use some receiver help here. It's receiver or secondary, I think, because CJ Allen got picked by the Bengals at 10. That would have been an interesting pick. Jordan Tyson's available. What other receivers are available? I think just Jordan Tyson's the only guy I'd take here at 16. If not him, there is Jermon McCoy. They don't need a tackle. Their tackles are pretty good. I think it's probably, maybe they go guard, but probably not. I think it's between McCoy or Tyson. I'm going to go with Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State. Well, I don't think Gino's the answer. Eventually, they're going to get their answer, hopefully, and whoever their quarterback of the future is, they're going to need somebody to throw the ball to that's not Garrett Wilson. So I'm going to go Jordan Tyson at 16. Next, we have the Bills pick at 26. Now, the Bills, another team that through the offseason changed where I was drafting them. I was getting them receiver a lot of the times, but with the acquisition of DJ Moore, receiver's not as big of a need for them. They could go interior O-line because they lost David Edwards in free agency, but I think pass rusher, linebacker, just defense in general, outside of maybe D-tackle, is where I'd look for the Bills. And a guy that I became interested in a match with Buffalo is Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, because they don't really have they got Cole Bishop and Geno Stone. They signed Gardner Johnson on a 1 year, but he right now is their nickel according to ESPN. They don't really have a solidified safety. So I'm going to go with Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo to the Bills at 26. Now we're back to Miami. We got them their receiver. And look at that. Avion Terrell's right here. Perfect. They needed a corner. They need a receiver. I didn't want to take Jermon McCoy at pick at pick 11, but I was okay taking Carnell Tate. And then Avion Terrell fell right to us. And look at that, Casey Conception got picked at 29. So if we would have taken Jermon McCoy, Conception likely wouldn't have been on the board for us. And now we're at the Patriots' first round pick at 31. It says here they need receiver, edge, linebacker, tight end, safety. I do agree they need some linebacker help and some edge help. Those are my two highest positions in need. Their secondary is honestly pretty solid with Gonzalez, Jones. They even got Kevin Byard. Craig Woodson had a good rookie year. Carlton Davis. Their O-line is obviously a big area of concern. They don't need Kenyon Sadiq. I don't think they need Caleb Lomu. There is Lee Hunter, Zion Young. Is there any linebackers on the board? Linebacker. There's Anthony Hill Jr. He's here. Wouldn't mind Anthony Hill. But I think we're going to go pass rusher. I think I'm leaning towards Zion Young. But let me look at what other pass rushers are even available. There is R. Mason Thomas, Gabe Jackus are the other two guys I'd look at potentially taking with this 31st pick. Is Blake Miller's probably available, right? Blake Miller is available because they have Will Campbell obviously solidified as their left tackle, although he might end up moving to guard at some point. I think they need help on the O line. Honestly, they did pay what's his name? They got Draymond Jones from the Ravens, so I'm gonna go Caleb Lomu to the Patriots at pick 31. Next, we have the Jets at pick 33. Is Ty Simpson on the board? He is on the board. It's very enticing to go Ty Simpson here to the Jets because they don't have their quarterback of the future. Now they do have some good draft capital next year, so maybe they could look at because it is a better quarterback class, at least a deeper quarterback class than this year. But Ty Simpson, I don't think is actually that bad of value at 33. Kenyon Sadiq is on the board. He very likely won't be here at pick 33. But what I said in my last mock draft, I don't care if this player is likely to be here. If he's here, I'm taking him in this mock draft. That being said, I'm not going to take Kenyon Sadiq because I do like Mason Taylor, but I am going to go Ty Simpson. They need their quarterback. He doesn't have to start right away because you can start Geno Smith, I guess. So I'm going to go Ty Simpson. I don't hate Ty Simpson, especially, as I said, at pick 33. I think is solid value for Ty Simpson. Miami's next at 43. We got their receiver. We got them a corner. Their two biggest needs. They could go O-line. They could get Blake Miller. Blake Miller, I think, is more of a right tackle. That's fine. They could use Blake Miller. They could use some pass rush after trading away Jalen Phillips at the deadline and losing Bradley Chubb. Did they sign a pass rusher? I can't remember. It's just Chop Robinson and Cameron Goday. So they could use some pass rush help and go with an R. Mason Thomas. It's between Blake Miller. They honestly could double up on corner and go Colton Hood here. I'm not opposed to that either. But I think I'm going to go with the O-line, and I'm going to go Blake Miller out of Clemson. Jets is next at 43. Got their quarterback, got them a receiver, got them a linebacker. They could use pass rush, so I'm going to go R. Mason Thomas out of Oklahoma to the Jets. Next is the Patriots pick 63. All they took is a tackle so far. Again, a team that could use some pass rush. Malachi Lewis out of UCF. Josiah Josephs. LT Overton is available. I don't hate an LT Overton or Malachi Lewis. I'll go Malachi Lewis out of UCF. I like Malachi Lewis, and they need some pass. They need some youth at pass rush. Miami is next at 91. Oh no, 75. 75. So they got a receiver, they got a corner, they got a tackle. So again, another team that could use pass rush. And Josiah Joseph's right here. Or Josiah Trotter. Do you want to go Josiah Trotter? They got Dodson, Jordan Brooks, Josh Uche. It's not a horrible linebacker room. So I'll go with Josiah Josephs out of Tennessee to the Dolphins. Dolphins are back up on the clock. Josiah Trotter is available. So is Jacob Rodriguez, though. Any guards? Any guards available? I mean, not really. Not anybody I'd consider at this pick if I'm Miami, because they do need help on that interior of the offensive line as well. But yeah, I think that'd be too much of a reach. I'm gonna go he was a Heisman finalist out of Texas Tech. I'm gonna go Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker to Miami. Miami's up again, so honestly, they could use some more. I'm fine doubling up on corner or doubling up on receiver and going Devin Moore or going with Chris Brazil or even Antonio Williams out of Clemson. I'm gonna go with. I think their cornerbacks could use some more help than their receivers. So I'm gonna go Devin Moore out of Florida and double up on the cornerback position for the Dolphins there. Miami or Buffalo's up at 91. All they've taken is a safety. They need pass rush. Anthony Lucas and Karrion Crawford are right here. I think it's got to be one of these two. Now, who are these two? That's the Anthony Lucas or Karrion Crawford. I think I'm going to lean towards Karrion Crawford out of Auburn to Buffalo. Miami's up again. The only position, according to this website, that we haven't gotten of their needs is guard. But again, there's still no guards worth taking at this pick. The guards are someone you want to take in the hundreds, not 94. They could use some running back depth, maybe. I like Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon, though, and Donovan Edwards, too. Do they need a tight end? They could go Justin Jolly out of NC State. That's the Jets depth chart. Because it's just Greg. Yeah, they could use a tight end. Hold on. I kind of like. Do we go Justin Jolly? It's a great name, too. Justin Jolly out of NC State. Might be a bit of a reach, though. You know what? I doubled up. Ooh, safety. Do they need a safety? They could use a safety. I'm going to go Zach Wheatley out of Penn State. I think that's good. I think that's good value for Mr. Wheatley. Patriots are up. They got an edge rusher. They got a tackle. They could use some receiver help. So we're going to go Chris Brazil out of Tennessee. Jets at 103. We've covered all their positions of need except guard. We could start to look at some of the guards now. Some of the guards make sense now. Billy Schroff. I like Billy Schroff. We'll go Billy Schroff to the Jets at 103. We're going to try to go through these later picks a little faster because I'm particularly, not only am I not too familiar with these players later down the draft, but once you cover all the needs, it's kind of more, it's a lot harder to predict. Patriots are up. They got their tackle. They got their edge. They got a receiver. They could go tight end here. Honestly, at this point, it's just best player available that kind of fits the need of the team. Bud Clark is here out of TCU or Tim Keenan out of Bama. They could use some D-tackle help. I mean, you got Barmore, you got Williams, you got Farmers. Maybe not. Safety, do they need safety? I mean, Kevin Byard's older. We'll go Bud Clark out of TCU to New England. Buffalo's next. They got a safety and a pass rusher. It's got to be receiver, right? You got to go receiver here. I'll just go, again, not too familiar with some of these players here. Do we go Deshaun Stribling? We'll go Deshaun Stribling out of Ole Miss to Buffalo. Miami's up at pick 130 again. See, we've kind of already covered every single position, right? There's not a lot to take here that we haven't already taken. So it's just getting one of the better players on the board. Should we go center? Could Miami use some center help? They got Aaron Brewer. We didn't give him a tight end, did we? I think I stayed away from tight end, right? Yeah, we did. We'll go Josh Cuevas. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that, out of Alabama. New England's up next. Have we gotten all their positions of need? They could use a tight end. Is there any tight ends worth taking? Borkirker? Do we go Borkirker? We'll go Borkirker. Nate Boerkircher. Kirker? I definitely am mispronouncing that name. We'll go back-to-back tight ends to Miami and New England. The Jets are up at 140. I think we could get them some corner help because they did just trade Sauce Gardner at the deadline. Is there any corners we can look at here? Jawan Neal out of Arkansas. Is that much of a reach? Let's. I got another list here of guys draft positions to make sure I'm not reaching. We'll hold off on Julian Neal. Could they use some running back depth? I mean, I know they got Braylon Allen, who I like. Do we get him a D tackle? Have we drafted him a D tackle? We haven't. We'll go Chris McClellan out of Missouri. Dolphins are up next. Again, I think we've covered basically everything for Miami at this point. I think I doubled up on corner and receiver. No, just corner. So we could give another receiver. We'll go Eric McAllister out of TCU to Miami. Bills are back up on the clock. They've only taken 3 guys here, so we could still fill some needs here. Is this where we finally go guard? I think it is. I'm going to go with Armaj Reed Adams out of Texas A&M. And they have another pick pretty quickly. Do we go more linemen? Could Buffalo use some more offensive linemen? Honestly, I think they could use some more corner help. Or linebacker. We haven't given them a linebacker yet. Linebacker, corner. Red Murdoch out of Buffalo? Sure. We'll go with Red Murdoch. Patriots are up now at 171. Kind of covered everything for them. We'll go another receiver. We'll go Bryce Lance out of North Dakota State. Jets at 179. Have I given them any linemen yet? I've given them a guard. We'll give them I know they have 2 very good tackles, but you can never have too many tackles. We'll go Demetrius Crownover out of A&M. Buffalo's back up on the clock. We'll go another pass rush. We'll go Max Llewellyn out of Iowa to Buffalo. New England has back-to-back picks, not in the draft, but of the teams in the division. So we'll go Devon Marshall, and we'll go with Xavier Thomas out of LSU. We have another pick. We'll go Xavier Harris out of Ole Miss, D tackle. Patriots are up again. Okay, we just took a lot of picks for the Patriots. What have we got them a D tackle. We've gotten them 3 receivers. Why not? Should probably go O-line, to be honest. Cage Casey, we'll go Cage Casey out of Boise State. And then is this the last pick? Is it Buffalo? We got some more picks still. Buffalo at 220. Let's see, this is their last pick too. We got him a safety. We got him 2 pass rushers, a receiver, guard, linebacker. Let's go another receiver. We'll go Kendrick Law out of Kentucky. Miami at 227. They got 2 picks left. I think I've already given them 2 corners. I don't want to give them 3 corners. We only given them 1 pass rusher, so we'll go with Vincent Anthony Jr. out of Duke. Jets are up at 228. I haven't given them a running back yet, but we'll give them a running back now. We'll go Roman Hemby out of Indiana. And then we have 2 picks left. We got Patriots at 247, 3 picks, Jets at 242, and Miami at 238. We'll go Lorenzo Styles out of Ohio State. The Jets, how many receivers have I given the Jets? Just 1. We'll go Vinny Anthony II out of Wisconsin. And our last pick, New England at 247. You know what? Do they have a good backup? Does New England have a good backup quarterback? They got Josh Dobbs and Tommy DeVito. That's pretty solid. I was thinking maybe we go Luke Altmaier out of Illinois. We'll go linebacker. We'll go Xavier Sorey Jr. out of Arkansas. And that will officially conclude our AFC East mock draft. Here are our picks for the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and the New York Jets. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below what you agree with or disagree with any of these mocks of these 4 teams, mainly early in the draft. And let me know if you're a fan of these teams and what you want your team to do in the draft. And Also, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.